One of the things that we talk a lot about for sounding more natural in American English is a concept called contrast. Contrast basically means that, from a language perspective, anytime you start falling into a pattern, try to change the pattern. This is really fundamental American English to make sure people understand you. So, for instance, if you start really high in pitch, eventually you need to go low in pitch. If at some point you're talking really fast, then at some point you need to slow down. Sometimes you talk loud, sometimes you whisper. These are all examples of contrast. There's lots of different ways you can incorporate into your speech. And today we're going to be talking about an aspect called softness versus firmness, or at least what I call it that, to see if you can practice it and use it to your advantage to make your English sound a lot more natural the next time you speak in American English. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show, which is Wake Up American. We are here Monday through Friday, typically between the hours of 7 to 8 a.m. New York, to make sure that you can get in your 5 to 10 minutes of pronunciation practice for today, because that's what it takes. If you're serious about pronunciation, you got to show up for yourself in a consistent way. I know the last couple of days we have not been so consistent because I've been a little bit sick, so I appreciate your patience, but we're back. Hello, guys. My name is Jeff at Rise of Breath. That's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath. Trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. And today we're talking a little bit about firmness. And something that I see a lot with students, or something that I see a lot of students struggle with, is when they're speaking, they're pronouncing every single syllable with kind of the same amount of strength with their voice. It's kind of like if I talk like this versus if I kind of talk like this. Do you hear the difference between those two sentences where I'm pronouncing every single syllable the same? Whereas here, I have some syllables that are firm, but some syllables that go soft. And this also can capture another element of difficulty for a lot of people who are learning American English, because American English is very dependent on breath. We need a lot of air moving through, and if that's not happening, that can cause us to not achieve the most natural sounds. So this is going to be an exercise that we do today that'll help you with breath, but also help you with this aspect of the language as well, trying to practice going firm, but also at other times going soft, because we need both of them. So I have a couple of sentences here that I put on screen. What we're going to do is, for all these sentences, we're going to start off firm, so pronouncing them really strong, kind of like how I'm talking now. And then as we get to the end, we're going to soften, and you're going to hear a lot more breath coming through. The volume is going to be a little weaker. Okay, so starting real firm, but finishing a little soft. And I'd like you to see if you can kind of do the same thing with me. And then see if you can notice this in other people's speech when you're out and about, when you're listening, when you're hearing people speak in American English, and maybe for yourself as well. Okay, so we have this first sentence, which is, what do you mean? Okay, so if I just say everything firm, that's how it's going to sound. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's pretty firm. But if I start firm and gradually get softer, I might do something more like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Do you see how every word I'm just going a little softer on? What do you mean? So by the end of it, we just get just this breath that just flows. Mean. What do you mean? What do you mean? Compare again. All firm. What do you mean? Versus going gradually softer. What do you mean? Okay. How about our second one here? So we have the phrase, how did you get there? How did you get there? Just a quick note, there's lots of ways you could do some linking here. I'm going to look at that did you. You may pronounce that as did you. You may pronounce that as did you. You'll hear both. Okay. You may hear that you get reduced as well. You may hear did ya. You may hear did ya. Okay, so those are just some possibilities you may pronounce that as, but right now I'm really focused just on the firmness. So if you say everything there firm, it's going to sound like, how did you get there? How did you get there? Versus if I go softer towards the end, it may sound something more like, how did you get there? How did you get there? How did you get there? Okay, so notice again, by the time we're ending, just softening a lot. It's the difference between saying, how did you get there? And how did you get there? Okay. Both of these mean slightly different things. Okay. Hello to Sam. Thanks for hanging out with us. Great to see you. Okay. For instance, how did you get there? That sounds a lot firmer. How did you get there? A lot more serious. Versus if you're like, how did you get there? Almost sounds a little bit more exasperated or tired, exhausted. Okay. So this is another reason why this aspect of firmness is really important. It changes the meaning of what you say, even when the words are the same. Okay, let's take a look at our third sentence here. So the sentence itself is, I never said that. I never said that. Okay. Or let's maybe, for the sake of our exercise, let's maybe put the stress on I. It's like, I never said that. I never said that. That's how it would sound if you're staying firm for everything. Let's say that we don't want to say firm for everything, though. What are we going to say? So let's start firm and then go softer. I never said that. I never said that. Compare again. I never said that. I never said that. Compare again. I never said that. I never said that. Okay. And we have one final example sentence here. The words are again, just give it time. Just give it time. Okay. So if I say that real firm for everything, it'll be like, just give it time. Just give it time. But if I want to go maybe softer towards the end of it, I may do something instead like, just give it time. Just give it time. Compare again. Just give it time. Just give it time. Just give it time. Just give it time. Hear a difference between those. Guys, let me know how this goes for you. Are you able to do the same thing with me? Do you find it difficult? Do you find it easier to do the firm than it is to gradually get softer? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Look, there's a lot of pronunciation resources out there, so the fact you spent a little bit of your day with me here is greatly appreciated. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a good day and a good night and a good afternoon. Take care.